Hello everyone, welcome to this class. In this class, we'll discuss about formatting content in the cell. So guys, when we talk about content, what kind of content we can put in the cell? We can either put content based on text, like suppose if I wrote something like Excel, or maybe if I wrote a number called 123. So imagine if you notice this content, what is written in text form, it is inclined toward left hand side, while the content what is written in the form of number, it would be inclined toward right hand side. I believe this you have noticed already by this time. Okay, if you want to change this indexing, you can do very well. You can see there you have different ways of changing the content. Okay, you can work on left aligned, center aligned, right aligned. You can see this, just you can, these are there under home tab. Align left, then you have align center, then you have align in right side. Okay, so just if I can increase little bit the rows and column. Now if you see, you can even put the alignment at the top. Okay, you can align that at the top, you can align that in the center, or you can align that in bottom. So you can just keep play with this. Okay, so depending upon where which part within the cell you want to align the content, you can do that. So the text whatever we write within the cell, I believe you still remember, right? We are talking about cell from the beginning of our Excel class. This whole assessment is called as workbook. Under the workbook, you have different worksheets, and under the worksheet, we are working in a cell. When I talk about cell, cell is made of rows and column. I hope you remember. I'm just revising this concept where the columns are represented with alphabet, what you can see vertically. The last column is XFD, while the rows are represented with number, and the last row is 10,48,576. Talking about how many cells are there, we simply multiply 16,384 into 10,48,576. Why this figure 16,384 come? I hope you remember, or you can pause the video to recall this. 16,384 is the total number of columns. If you count the column from A, B, C, D till XMD, which is your last column, you will get the figure called 16,384. Okay, now coming back here, whatever the content I'm writing here, you can see the address of this content in the name bar or the address bar. So I am in the cell G7 where G represent the column and seventh is the row. Okay, now guys, here you can see the theme font. You can change the font if you don't like the font. Okay, it's up to you. You have many options of changing the font. You can do that work. Okay, you can even go and change the font size. Okay, you can do that work. Okay, the same thing, increasing or decreasing font size, you can do with this. You can see this increase font size or decrease font size. You can play with this. This B means control B bold. It will bold the content. I means italic. U means underline. Then with this border option, you can put border within the cell. Okay, thick outside border. Okay, you can see thick outside border. The options are there. Okay, then all border, outside border, all that. You can play with the shortcut of these things. Press Alt, then press H for home tab. Now, if I want to put border, press B. Now, you want to put all border, press A. If you want to put no border, press N. You want to put thick border, thick bottom border, press H. Like this, you can see the shortcuts. You can apply these shortcuts. Okay, you just press escape. Now, like this, if you want to fill the content with some color, you can do that work. Okay, you can, if you want to change this font color, that also you can do. It's all up to you how you want to do this. Suppose if I delete this content. Okay, now suppose if I'm writing Microsoft. Okay, if I'm writing Microsoft. Okay, I hope the spelling is wrong. Microsoft. Yeah, so you can see this. So although you've deleted Excel, but Excel remember the what you say customization, what you are making on the content in the cell, and that way it will automatically update the new content if you do in that same way. I hope this part is clear with all of you. Okay, you understood this. Now imagine if I write again Excel here. Excel. Okay, this is coming in italic form. If I just press Control I, shortcut key for italic, that gone. Now you can see if I want to remove the bold, that also gone. If I want to remove the underline, I can do that work. So all this I can do. Now it's up to you how you want to do this. If you want to make some changes in this content, you can press F2 sign, function F2, and in place of Excel, if I want to write MS Word, it's up to you. You can do that work. You can write MS Word. Suppose if I wrote MS Word, so like that you can change the content depending upon your requirement. Okay. Now suppose if I write this content that MS Word or MS Excel, whatever, MS Word is developed by Microsoft. Suppose if I wrote this content, MS Word is developed by Microsoft. Again, O was missing. Fine. So what I can do, I can either make the whole content as one cell by using merge and center. Okay, this work I can do, Control Z to undo this. Or what I can do, I can just make sure that whole content that MS Word is developed by Microsoft, although it doesn't look like that is a part of one cell, but actually it is a part of one cell. So for that, if you press wrap test, so it will not change the width of the cell, it will change the length of the row. You can see this, and this is like self-adjusting. So then if you want to write further, MS Word is developed by Microsoft in the year, I don't know which year, maybe 1935 or whatever, in certain year, if you write that year, okay, so automatically this will get auto adjusted with that way. So I hope you understood about this. Already, if I have not spoken about wrap test and merge and center in my previous videos, this is the time I felt it's important that again I should do this work. In future also, when we'll do lot of more assessment, we'll refurnish the same terminologies, the same application of wrap test and merge and center in future to discuss this more. Okay, let me discuss one numerical with all of you. Okay, let me just delete this whatever is being written. I just selected this and I went here, clear all. Okay, all gone. Okay, so now imagine, let me just, yeah. So some question maybe, now we have discussed about text formatting. Let's talk about number formatting. So maybe suppose there's a one question that what is the future value of rupees 3475 invested in a mutual fund every year at 7.5% per annum. Suppose you want to solve this question. So so if I want to solve this question, what this mean that I'm investing some amount, that amount what I'm investing, that is called annuity here, amount of investment. In case if you don't understand what is annuity and all, for that, for your just basic knowledge, I'm not gonna teach you finance or economics here. So what is annuity? Annuity means some amount which you pay or receive at the end of every period till its maturity, that is called as annuity. Like imagine you pay rent, right? So you pay rent every month. So that is example of annuity. So where in annuity you're paying same money. So so here what you are investing, like I hope you heard of SIP. Like when you put money in mutual funds and all, you do in the form of SIP. So what is the future value of 3475 rupees? So I'm just writing 3475. So that is your annuity, that every year you're depositing this money. So this is the amount of investment. Then time period of investment is not given. So just assume fund, let the fund, let the funds are invested for suppose 9 years, for example, just for your simplification. So your here the time period of your investment is what is 9 years, 9 years. Okay, then what is your rate of interest? Your rate of interest, what you're getting, the money, what you're depositing on that money, you're getting, I believe, 7.5%. 7.5%. 5% per annum. Per annum is per year. Okay, so guys, I want you to understand certain things like when you're putting some content in the cell, so the content can be in the form of text, like this is the text, okay, or the content can be in the form of number. This is a number, like you remember, right? Whatever you write in the form of text, that would be inclined toward left hand side. And whatever you're writing in the form of number, it would be inclined toward right hand side. But if you notice 9 year, it is actually inclined toward left hand side. It was supposed to be right hand side, no? Because 9 year, nine is a number. Okay, but please understand that if you write text and number together, so it would consider, Excel will consider that as a alphanumeric, or it would consider that as a text only. So if you want to write 9 year, so better write 9 and then write here year. Okay, so don't write text and number together. Here write 7.5. Okay, and then per annum, per annum. So if you want to put the percentage sign here, 7.5%, you can do from here. Or if you press shift 5, you can put percentage, or you can do from here. Okay, it's up to you. But if you do like this way from here, it will create confusion. It was supposed to be 7.5, it became 750%. Okay, so what I would suggest you, you better write 7.5. Okay, it's looking like just fine. Imagine if you are writing 7.5. Okay, if you are writing 7.5, maybe here 7.5. Okay, and if you want to change it from here, okay, so if this kind of issues you're facing, so please write that in number form. 7.5% is what? It is 0.075. You're getting me? So it is actually 0.075. If you are seeing this as 0.08, don't get nervous. You wrote 7.5%. How come 8% is coming 0.08? It is just, you just need to change the content here. So because percentage sign is there, already there, so it is again accumulating the same thing. So I hope this much you have understood. Now, what is your future value of your investment? And they have given you the formula also, that you have to use this formula where annuity divided by rate of interest into 1 plus rate of interest to the power time minus 1. This formula you have to use, guys. I'm just copying this formula, Control C and Control V. So I got this formula here. So your future value of your investment, how much it has become, your future value of investment, how much it has become, if you want to check that part. So any calculation you want to do, you have to start with equal sign, equal. Any mathematical thing will start with equal sign, bracket open. Okay, open a bracket, because how you can make the calculation what you're doing in Excel, it should follow board mass. For that, you have to use bracket. So future value of investment is equal to annuity. What is your annuity? This amount of investment. So either you can write 3475 manually. Okay, or what you can do, just use up arrow, go to the cell where 3475 is written, because that will become dynamic. Divide by sign is there, divide by sign is there before shift. Okay, then divide by rate of interest. Rate of interest is what? The cell which is B5. Either manually you can write 7.5%, or what I would suggest you, don't write like that way. I'll suggest you better go to the cell where the content is there, so that tomorrow if you make any changes also, it will automatically will adjust that changes. So this is amount of annuity divide by 7.5%. So B3 divide by B5 into means shift 8 bracket open the bracket. Then what you have to do, 1 plus rate of interest. Rate of interest is 7.5%. Okay, again close the bracket. Okay, so what you did, so annuity divide by rate of interest, that you are multiplying with what? That you are multiplying with this value, 1 plus rate of interest to the power time minus 1. So 1 plus rate of interest to the power means shift 6, time is 9 year, minus 1. You want to do this, right? So here there is a possibility of violation of board mass, because what you want here in this calculation, first you want 1 plus rate of interest. 1 plus rate of interest. First thing you want 1 plus rate of interest. So rate of interest is 7.5%. So first thing you want is 1 plus 7.5%. So you'll get 1.075. Okay. Then to the power t. To the power t. T is here 9 years. So you want 1.075 to the power 9. Okay. Whatever the answer you'll get, you want minus 1 with that. Okay, once you get this value, that value you want to multiply with NUT by rate of interest. So brackets, through bracket, you can make Excel to understand. Here, what is very important that you press F2, function F2, and you put one bracket here and close the same thing here. So that through bracket, what you are telling Excel that first do 1 plus rate of interest, then find to the power time of that, then multiply, then minus 1 with that. Once you did minus 1 with that, that you multiply with NUT by rate of interest. Okay, so the Excel understand the language of brackets. And then if you press enter, you will get the answer. Again, the answer what you're getting, this value what was there, these values were in number. So, sorry, these values were in rupee currency. Okay, so what you can do, you can put rupee currency either from here, okay, or you can put currency rupee from here, okay, or you can press control 1. If you do control 1, you will get format cell, go to currency. Here you can choose the currency up to you, whatever way you want, you will get the currency. Here you don't want decimal, you can just ignore the decimal. Okay, you have this option under the group numbers under the home tab. You can increase decimal, decrease decimal. Here, what I want rupee symbol. So put rupee symbol. And if you want to increase decimal, you can do that. See this. It's up to you. So every time when I'm reducing the decimal, it will round off. So 1, if it rounded off, it will not affect the previous digit. Again, 1, if it rounded off, it will not affect the previous digit. Now the last digit is 5. If I round it off, previous digit is 8. So the last digit now will become 9. I hope you understood. Now the last digit is 9. If I round it off, the previous digit is 4, it will become 5. I hope everyone is understanding this part. So this is the way you need to do the calculation. Now imagine if I select this data. Okay, I want to put border. Already we discussed about border while discussing the beginning part of this session. So I can use shortcut key Alt H for border. I have to use B. Then I want thick outside border, press T. Okay, if you want all border, again Alt H B A. To do that, you will get the border. I hope everyone is clear with this part, whatever we have done. The same thing, guys, same thing if you want. You can even prove it like this way, year, and then I have to write 9 years, right? So I can write 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. This is the one way of writing. Okay. What else I can do? Okay, what else I can do? I just write 1. Okay, go here under home, go to series, under series. If you want horizontal row, if you want vertical column, step value 1, it should increase by 1, and it will go till 9 value. You will get the value from 1 to 9. Okay, that is the one way. Okay, other way, what you can do, just write 1 or 2 number, select it, and then drag it. That way also you will get the value. Okay. Then this is the year. Then every year what you're doing, I hope you're understanding what is given in this question, that every year you're depositing 3475 rupees. So I can write my present value if you don't mind. I can write this as a present value. Present value. How much is your present value? Your present value is this cell 3475. Okay, this is your present value. Okay, and then what is your rate of interest? Your rate of interest is 7.5% every year. That is constant. Although in mutual funds and all, rate of interest keep changing, but here for the simplicity, I just made it constant. Okay, I want to know the future value. I want to know how much it will become. Okay, so what you will do, write future value, use equal to sign, equal to present value. Okay. Okay. For multiplication, use multiplication sign. Okay. And so what actually formula I'm using, guys? I believe everyone knows about compound interest and all, right? What formula I'm using here? Alt equal to. So I'm using the formula that your future value is equal to present value into 1 plus rate of interest, 1 plus rate of interest to the power time. This is the formula what I'm trying to use here. Okay, so this is the mother of all formula. If you know basic maths, you must be knowing about this. So let me little bit zoom this. So I hope visibility and all, it won't be a problem. You all guys can see what I'm writing here. Okay. So this future value will become how much? That would be your present value into 1 plus rate of interest. What is the rate of 7.5% to the power time? So time means this money you deposited after 1 year. Okay. So and the life of this instrument is 9 years. So it will grow for how many years? That would be 8 years. No? So can I write 8 year as like 9 minus year one? I believe everyone is understanding. So next investment it will grow for 7 years, because after 2 years I deposited this money and I'll withdraw this after 9 years. So it will grow actually for 7 years. Okay, press enter. Okay, now you got this. Now every year you depositing the same money. Every year this is same money. Now see this. What I was trying to do, I just did double click. The what was my objective of double click was just like this control C, and then what I wanted, this 3475 should come to the all the cell. Why all the cell? Because every year you're depositing the same money. It is like a SIP, systematic investment plan. Control V, if I'm doing again, I'm getting the error. So why I'm getting the error, right? Let us investigate. Okay, so control Z if I do. Again control Z. So you got some value called 9 here. How in the world 9 came? Because it was supposed to come as 3475. So if I press F2, so I'll understand that it is representing a cell B4. Why it's representing the cell B4? Because guys, the Excel work in a dynamic manner. So here you selected the cell B3. So if you go down, it will automatically will select B4, then B5, then B6 like that. But what was my objective? My objective that was that this 3475 to remain constant. Okay, so for that, in the last class, I have spoken about fixing the cell. So go click on that cell, press function F4. With that, your cell got fixed. Okay, now what do you do? If you do double click, it will remain the same. Okay, I hope this part clear. Now this money, now if I this formula what I have applied here, if you can do control D, control D means the same thing will come down. Okay, or manually you can write the formula. If you see this is the wrong answer, because 3475, if you invest for 7 years, it cannot be this much amount. If I press function F2 to investigate this formula, so it has taken what B10. B10 was the present value, what you're depositing at the end of second year. Okay, rate of interest taking C10. Oh, no, it should not take C10. It was supposed to take C9, right? Then how come in the world it's taking C10? Again, the same thing. You had to fix the cell. Okay, you're not fixing the cell, it become a problem. To the power A18 minus A10. What is A18? A18 minus A10. See, this is A18. Again, you have to fix this cell. Again, otherwise it will keep going down. So I hope by this time you would have understood the importance of fixing the cells. So 1 plus. So if you are clicking on this C9, press function F4. What function F4 will do? It will fix the cell to the power 9 minus 1. Either manually you write 9, then it become fixed. Or if you're clicking on this cell, then you have to fix this cell. Minus 1. Close bracket, enter. So what has happened? So what has happened? Again, function f2, it cannot be same value. So you should take this value 2. Okay. Then it should, it will grow for how many years? So here, this 3475 is there. It will grow for how many years? It will grow for 7 years. Okay. If I do control D, okay, so I don't have to manually do the calculation. Function F2, you can see present value is this into 1 plus C9 means 7.5% to the power A17. A17 was 9. 9 minus 3. So it will grow for 6 years. I hope you understood. I can copy this. Okay. And then I can just select everything and control V. Once you got this, guys, now if you see the total, what is the total NUT? So the sum will become how much? You can either do the sum of this like this and then select one by one. Already I've discussed about how to do the sum, right? This is the one way of doing the sum. Or the other way of doing sum is like you select the cell, press some sign, select this cell, press some sign, select this cell, press some sign, select this cell, press plus like this plus sign. So why you want to waste your time doing all that? Shortcut key for that is alt equal to. If you do alt equal to, you'll get the value 42,498.72. So 42,498.72. See this. Talking about coloring the content, you can see this. Whatever way you do, you'll get the same answer. Or you can use this formulas and all. This way, your calculation will become fast. So we are just trying to solve this question. Control shift right arrow, down arrow, alt HBA, alt HBT. So select everything. Give me border, thick outside border and all border. Okay, and if you want, you can color this. Fine. So I hope this or everyone is clear with this. Whatever we have discussed in this class. So we have spoken about how we can work on formatting the content, which can be either in the form of text or which can be either in the form of columns. Sorry, which can be either in the form of text or either in the form of numbers. I hope everyone is clear with whatever we have done in this class. Thank you, everyone.